Good evening and welcome to the Florida Department of Transportation District 4 Public Hearing and Webinar. Tonight we will present the Draft Tentative Work Program for projects in Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County, along with the Florida's Turnpike projects in this region program between July 1, 2020 and June 30, 2025. Today is October 22nd, 2019. My name is Guillermo Canedo. I am the Communications Manager for the Florida Department of Transportation in District 4. This public hearing is being conducted pursuant to Florida Statutes 339.135.4. The purpose of this hearing is to consider the Department's Draft Tentative Work Program, which addresses the scheduling or programming for funding of the various phases for each project in the upcoming 5-year period, and to receive public comments on those schedules. This hearing was advertised in the Florida Administrative Register, in local media, and posted on the Florida Department of Transportation website. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Any person, persons, or beneficiary who believe they have been subjected to discrimination may file a written complaint to the Florida Department of Transportation, Equal Opportunity Office, 605 Suwannee Street, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-4045. Or you may contact the District's Title VI Coordinator at Florida Department of Transportation, District 4, Title VI Program Office, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309-3421. The format of tonight's hearing is a webinar. If you are joining us, then you have either registered and are attending online or via the app, or you are present at the District 4 headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. If you are using the app, you may need to switch between views to see both the presentation and speaker. Tonight's agenda will include a presentation that explains the FDOT's work program process, and a presentation of select projects included in the Draft Tentative Work Program for the 5-county region. After the presentations, we will open the hearing to receive comments and questions from the public regarding the material presented tonight. While participation in this webcast is slightly different than a traditional public hearing, we do encourage your questions and comments, which may be submitted in several ways. Persons attending from a computer can submit a written question or comment through the questions box in the webinar menu on your screen. Also, in order to hear this presentation, you will need to select either the mic and speakers box or telephone option. If you have selected the telephone option, you must call in to the number indicated. Please note, all of your microphones are muted. Staff will compile the online questions and comments, and we read them for the benefit of everyone attending. Persons attending at the District 4 headquarters may provide written or verbal comments. Please fill out a comment card and pass it to one of our staff. If you wish to make your comment verbally, we will call you up to the microphone at that time. If you wish to submit your comments or questions in writing, hand those to our staff and they will be included in the record of this webinar. We will continue to accept comments through the webinar question box until the public hearing ends this evening. After tonight's hearing, we will accept written comments for 10 days. Those comments should be sent to Mr. Jerry O'Reilly, PE, District 4 Secretary. They can be emailed to jerry.o'reilly@dot.state.fl.us, or you can send them by U.S. mail to Jerry O'Reilly, PE, District 4 Secretary, FDOT District 4, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309-3421. All comments and questions received after tonight will be responded to within 7 days. Meeting materials for this hearing, including an entire list of proposed projects for the 5-county region, can be found on FDOT's website at the address shown on this slide. This hearing is being recorded and will be available on this website by October 29, 2019.
The state of Florida has recently surpassed New York as the third most populous state in the U.S., with nearly 20 million residents. Even more staggering, Florida has 100 million visitors coming to the beautiful Sunshine State every year, and 50 million of these visitors arrive by car. Our infrastructure and planning are integral to the state's success, economic growth, and vitality. Transportation impacts where we live, work, and play. Helping meet the transportation needs of residents and visitors to this great state through stable and long-term planning is the primary responsibility of the Florida Department of Transportation. The Florida Department of Transportation plans, develops, and implements multimodal projects or infrastructure to meet the long-term transportation needs of Florida's residents and visitors through a stable work program. The FDOT consists of 7 districts and the Florida Turnpike Enterprise. District 1, with a land area of nearly 12,000 square miles, represents 12 counties in southwestern Florida. Its 1.8 million residents contribute to the 21 million miles traveled daily on its state highways. District 2 is home to more than 1.9 million residents. Its 18 counties cover nearly 12,000 square miles. Travelers on the state highway system log more than 43 million miles daily. District 3 represents Florida's Panhandle. Its 1.4 million residents are spread over 16 counties and 11,500 square miles. Each day, motorists travel more than 26 million miles on state roads. 5 counties make up District 4's 5,000 square miles. With 3.6 million residents, vehicles in District 4 travel more than 52 million miles daily. District 5 is one of the fastest growing areas of the state. It covers 9 counties, has nearly 9,000 square miles, and is home to nearly 4 million residents who log more than 55 million vehicle miles traveled daily. District 6 encompasses Miami-Dade and Monroe counties in South Florida. The district is home to 2.6 million people. Its roads are traveled more than 31 million miles daily. District 7, with a land area of nearly 3,400 square miles, represents 5 counties with almost 2.9 million residents in the Tampa Bay area. Drivers in the district travel nearly 34 million miles daily. With 483 miles of beautifully maintained safe toll highways, Florida's Turnpike system spans from Miami to Wildwood and includes toll facilities in South Florida, Orlando, and Tampa, as well as Polk County. On average, 2.3 million motorists use Florida's Turnpike each day. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is responsible for toll operations on all FDOT-owned and operated toll roads and bridges. This represents more than 600 miles of roadway and approximately 80% of all toll facilities in Florida. The existing transportation system within Florida is served by state-owned roadways, bridges, airports, deep-water seaports, rail lines, and transit agencies. FDOT maintains nearly 13,000 center lane miles and 6,783 bridges. Florida is home to 110,000 center lane miles of off-system roads and 5,381 off-system bridges, as well as 15 seaports, 129 public-use airports, 2 spaceports with 10 launch facilities, and numerous passenger and rail freight partners, including the Sunrail, which runs from Orlando to DeBary, and the Tri-Rail, which runs from Miami to just north of West Palm Beach. FDOT's yearly transportation budget is more than $10 billion, and FDOT is only 25% federally funded. State and local transportation officials are also responsible for looking at areas of congestion and the cause of these reoccurring and non-reoccurring trouble areas, and must develop plans and strategies to solve these congestion problems. Plans and goals of each district are carried out in part by each district's 5-year work program, the district's transportation plan. This program is developed by working with local governments, other agencies, and the public. The metropolitan planning organizations and local governments help to set transportation priorities for the department. The district funds the highest priority projects using state and federal funds and entering them into the work program, keeping in mind there are funding constraints and it may take time to fully fund these projects. This work program contains projects in different phases of production: planning, project development and environment, design, right-of-way, and construction. Whether a new road or bridge is being built or the department is assisting other transportation agencies, each project goes through the phases of production. The official 5-year work program is adopted July 1st by the Florida State Secretary of Transportation. July 1st is the first day of the state's fiscal year. The plan is adopted after the public hearings are held and public comments have been accepted. Local governments have endorsed the plan, and the Florida Transportation Commission and state legislatures have approved it. The plan also has stability. First, it is financially balanced. FDOT uses state and federal dollars that are forecasted in each fiscal year to fund projects that metropolitan planning organizations and county commissions have prioritized. Second, the plan is also stable because it funds the different phases of production to ensure the projects are moved through the schedule all the way through construction. Some projects are in the middle of the production process, some are just beginning, and some are near the end. As the district develops and updates each year's work program with residents and local governments, it is understood that next July 1st, the current or first year of the plan will have begun or is complete and will not show as proposed anymore. The new 5th year will be added on. The yearly update produces the tentative new 5-year work program. The district works with the public and local governments to set priorities with this new 5-year plan. New priorities are populated into the new 5th year. Adjustments in the first 3 years create stability issues. The work program assures we have a prioritized program of transportation choices that result in a better quality of life for the residents and visitors to this beautiful state.
Working in conjunction with the metropolitan and transportation planning organizations and agencies in the region, the department funds a variety of programs and projects to improve the overall transportation network. The programs usually impact multiple travel modes, facilities, and counties. One such program focuses on our congested interstates. The department is building a network of managed lanes and express bus service on I-95, I-595, and I-75. The department will continue to fund the operations of the express bus system in the region. In Broward County, the I-595, I-75, and I-95 managed lane improvements are actively providing congestion relief. The work program includes repayment for these improvements along with studies for future improvements. Also included in the draft tentative work program is the construction of Southwest 10th Street from the Sawgrass Expressway to I-95. Now we will see a short video regarding Southwest 10th Street.
I've lived in Deerfield Beach for 15 years.
Feels like nice Florida. Great beaches, great food, great atmosphere.
It's easy to get to Miami, it's easy to get to West Palm Beach.
Everything we could think of is located conveniently within the city.
We love it here, and we wouldn't consider living anywhere else. But the traffic on Southwest 10th Street has always been a bit of a challenge. And more recently, we've noticed more traffic in non-peak hours.
85% of the traffic on 10th is passing through traffic. It's just commuters. It's people trying to get from one highway to another highway that has a missing link.
The current traffic on Southwest 10th Street is significantly congested, and there are backups and severe delays that cause first responders to have elongated response times for any incidents that occur out on that corridor.
I think what's important to realize is that we have traffic issues today. The goal with Southwest 10th Street is to improve the connection to I-95, as well as provide a regional connection through a managed lane system to the Turnpike and the Sawgrass. In addition to those improvements, we will provide a new complete street local facility, which will provide bicycle, pedestrian, as well as vehicular mobility.
Improvements to the corridor would allow us to actively monitor the roadway, to be able to communicate with first responders and to let them know what it is needed, and we can send the proper resources out to mitigate incidents that occur.
By providing the managed lane system, we are significantly reducing the number of vehicles using the local Southwest 10th Street, which will reduce the travel time for those who are using the local facility, provide you a quicker time to get to your home and or business that you're visiting.
If we want to keep growing and sustain that growth, we need to plan down the road and allow for this growth to happen.
The connector will help our area as well in the fact that now people won't avoid 10th Street for fear of the traffic.
The end result will better my commute and better my experience with the road.
10th Street will now be a connector that people can get on and go to our local businesses and actually not have to worry about being stuck in traffic.
Helping the local neighborhood and local residents, that is something to be excited about.
It's a great opportunity for us to take advantage of working with our partners to solve our congestion problems today and into the future.
Transportation Systems Management and Operations, known as TSM&O. Transportation System Management and Operation is the application of IT-based traffic control, monitoring and information systems, and strategies to improve the reliability and safety of a transportation network. These systems include traffic signal control facilitating auto, transit, and pedestrian bicyclist mobility on arterials and incident management, ramp signaling, and express lanes on limited access facilities. TSM&O is very cost-effective and is increasingly seen as the only practical alternative to physically increasing transportation network capacity in densely developed, congested urban areas. The department recognizes TSM&O's importance to mobility and is applying it systematically and strategically in the district. As the department continues to work with our industry partners on technology, we recognize the importance of connected, autonomous vehicles for the future. As such, a pilot project along State Road 710 is programmed to begin District 4's foray into that field. Rail passenger service is also a key component in enhancing the transportation choices for South Florida. The department continues to assist the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, or SFRTA, by providing operating funds for Tri-Rail. This funding includes the maintenance and dispatch of the South Florida Rail Corridor by SFRTA. Right-of-way funds are allocated for the last section of the South Florida Rail Corridor, double tracking over the Miami River. We will now highlight projects included in the draft tentative work program for each of the 5 counties in District 4. Each of our counties is represented by a Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, a federally mandated and federally funded transportation policy-making organization, made up of representatives from local governments and governmental transportation authorities. The MPOs, TPO as it is known in St. Lucie County, or TPA as it is known in Palm Beach County, provide an annual list of prioritized projects which form the basis of the development of the draft tentative work program. The Broward MPO continues to focus on operational improvements, transit projects, pedestrian and bicycle facilities, and congestion relief projects throughout the county, along with long-term strategic planning at the MPO level. The department is working closely with the MPO and local partners to advance the MPO's priority projects. Many of these projects are advancing the Complete Streets Localized Initiatives Program, or C-SLIP, and Complete Streets Master Plan initiatives addressing local concerns. Many of these projects are shown on the map seen here, especially highlighted in blue. The department and MPO are also focusing on congestion relief, roadway improvements, and capacity where possible. These are focused in green on the map, and studies for these capacity projects are shown in yellow. The orange shown on the maps are primarily resurfacing projects that will extend the service life of our facilities for the traveling public to use on a daily basis. Transportation is not just about moving people. It is also about moving freight and goods throughout the county and the state. As you can see, many new port projects are included. The department will also provide funding for major transportation improvements at our airports. Working with the Palm Beach TPA, the department will design and construct several major transportation improvements in the next 5 years. Roadway improvements, including capacity and reconstruction and safety, continue progressing in the Palm Beach County. Much of the green on the map shows capacity improvements, and studies for these capacity projects are shown in yellow. Additionally, many projects from the TPA's Local Initiatives Program focus on local needs, especially bike and pedestrian needs, which are primarily shown in blue on the map. The orange shown on the maps are primarily resurfacing projects that will extend the service life of our facilities for the traveling public to use on a daily basis. Funding is also programmed for the replacement of the US 1 bridge in Jupiter from County Road A1A to Beach Road. Current and future construction on I-95 will provide significant congestion relief to move goods within and through Palm Beach County and continued improved access to and from the Port of Palm Beach. The department will provide funding for major transportation improvements at local airports. Working with the Martin and Indian River MPOs and St. Lucie TPO, the department will construct several major roadway improvements in the next 5 years in the Treasure Coast. Martin MPO is continuing to partner with the department on a number of PD&Es shown primarily in yellow and green on the map. Orange on the map shows primarily resurfacing and signalization and striping projects in the area, which includes both on the state highway system and MPO prioritized off the state highway system projects. Additionally, the items shown in blue are local priorities for bike and pedestrian. We continue to work with Martin County Aviation to improve Witham Field. Funding has been programmed to improve taxiways and assist with the costs associated with the airfield electrical vault. In St. Lucie County, the department is partnering with the county to widen and work towards future widening a number of local and state roadways, along with congestion relief projects in the county. The items shown in green are focusing on congestion relief, roadway improvements, and capacity where possible, and studies for the capacity projects are shown in yellow. Resurfacing needs are shown in orange, and local priorities for bike and pedestrian are shown in blue. The department will replace one bridge in the next 5 years, the State Road A1A North Bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway in Fort Pierce. Funding has been programmed for improvements at Treasure Coast International Airport. In Indian River County, the department is also partnering with the county to widen and work towards future widening a number of local and state roadways, along with congestion relief projects in the county. These are shown in green on the map and are in a variety of stages of design, right-of-way, and/or construction. Resurfacing jobs are shown in orange, with local priorities of bike and pedestrian shown in blue. Funding has been programmed for continued improvements to both the Vero Beach and Sebastian airports. That concludes our presentation. We will now open the floor for comments and questions. As I mentioned before, comments and questions can be submitted in writing from those of you attending online and those of you in person at the District 4 headquarters. If you are online, written comments can be submitted through the questions box in the webinar menu on your screen. Depending on the electronic device you are using, your screen may resemble one of these examples. You may need to click on a question icon. Also, if your menu has collapsed, you can reopen it by clicking on the red arrow. Again, while the webinar menu says questions, you can also submit comments pertaining to the information presented tonight. Those of you that will be making verbal comments, please start your comments by stating your name, agency, or organization you are representing, if any, and your city of residence. Also, we ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes so that everyone will have a chance to speak. We will take the questions and comments in the order they are received.